standing on the stage, 60,000 people fell into an expectant hush. The anticipation was thick in the air, and as I look around, I see a group of performers who are quietly sneaking onto the stage, forming a circle around me. And then suddenly, fire explodes on the stage. Yes, real fire. After all, we are fire performers. And the crowd goes wild, and I see the awestruck expression of a little girl in the front row, her mouth open wide with amazement. And behind her, a group of teenagers are cheering their lungs out. This performance, 3 minutes and 25 seconds of choreography, took about a month to pull together and a year to rehearse with the region's largest fire performance group. And as director, while I organized the choreography, it truly was a group effort. And that connection, let me tell you, that we felt with the crowd and with each other, it was electric, instantaneous. I loved every second of being a fire performer. And you know, I'd love to tell you that back in the workplace as a leader, it was always as easy to connect with and inspire others as it was on that stage with those flames leaping around me. However, during my day job, I presented myself differently. And then there I was, walking into my office Monday morning, called into what I thought was a routine meeting. And my boss, whose opinion I deeply valued, was looking at me with a mixture of disappointment and concern. You see, despite my hard work and dedication, the feedback was I wasn't seen as an influential leader by all my peers and upper management. His words hit me hard. He had seen potential in me, and yet my inability to connect had let us both down. That professional mask that I wore in the workplace, the one that I had created to make me seem right for that role, had ended up boxing me into this corner, keeping my true leadership abilities hidden from view. And there, under those dim office lights, I realized the true cost of wearing those masks. And I didn't just feel isolated from my peers, I also felt cut off from my career progression. And that day when I realized that cost, I realized it was time to do something different. And you know, it struck me as I reviewed my life, how differently I felt on stage versus in the office. And that Monday morning meeting, it wasn't just an eye-opener for me. Over the years as a certified coach, I saw many tenured senior leaders stuck in much the same way, hiding behind those masks, hiding pieces of themselves, which was causing disconnection. And again, it got me thinking. It wasn't time to change how we led, but how we really connected with our people. And so, driven to make a change, I challenged myself to show up differently in the workplace, asking good, open-ended questions, showing more pieces of myself, and responding curiously and with more emotion. And it wasn't just about me. In my coaching with leaders, I urged them to ditch that script and focus on having those real human conversations, because it was less about showing up as some polished professional and more about cultivating those genuine connections, which I discovered was essential for influential leadership. When leaders are more open and vulnerable, the impact can be huge. And there's research to back this up. A study in the Journal of Business Ethics states that transparent leaders don't just build trust, they build team performance. And teams under such leaders experience higher profitability, lower turnover, and higher engagement over time. So we're not just talking about a nicer workplace here, We're talking about achieving tangible business results through what I like to call connectedness. When leaders show their true selves in the workplace, it encourages the entire team to talk more openly about what's tough, which really gets those gears turning on solving problems together. And that is the magic of connectedness at work. So we can get started by realizing that, this is going to be awkward at first. Tearing off our professional masks that we've been so used to and showing up more curious and open. It's getting awkward in here. But consistency is key. Until the perception of us as a leader changes, and then that culture around us shifts. And so here's a challenge for you. I want you to mentally scan your team and consider the level of connectedness that you have with each. And maybe one person shows up as someone you have less connection with. Keep them in mind for a moment. By removing our masks and prioritizing connectedness in the workplace, we pave the way for more influential leadership, which increases team cohesion and also improves our results. And so now that first step, that person you have in mind, I challenge you to take immediate action. Before you leave today, open up your calendar and schedule a time to reconnect with them. But here's the twist. When you show up, commit to leaving that mask behind and focus on curiosity and genuine connection. Listen more than you speak and allow that conversation to unfold authentically. This is your opportunity to build or rebuild trust and strengthen that connection. So take it. Because leaders who prioritize connectedness in the workplace and remove those professional masks don't just improve the work environment, but achieve tangible, impactful business outcomes.